Let's see. Let's see. Uh, nope, that's not it. Got it. Go. Uh, activate. Oh, to find and activate. Okay. Then you channel. What up, Wyatt? Let's see. Hold on. Pause. I broke it. Pause. Share. Share. Discord. Discord. YouTube. Twitch. Go. Okay. My bad. What? Whoa. Talking to myself. All right. Sorry. Sorry. All right. There we go. There we go. Docs. Chat. What did I break? Auto find and activate. Auto find and activate. So this. There we go. Audio properties, same one. Cancel. Okay. Uh, boom. Boom. Hello. Did not work. Auto find and activate. Auto find and activate. Uh, Come on. There we go. All right. How you doing, Wyatt, brother? What's going on? I wonder why I'm not getting this. Hello. What up, throw? Bang. Okay, got that working. Okay. Auto find and activate. God is great. Yo, what's your happy birthday to you? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. God is great. Happy birthday to you. What's your name? God is great, brother. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Just another day for Wyatt. Blah, blah. How do you stream on Twitch? How do you stream on Twitch? I have software. Yeah, I have something called open broadcasting software, and I basically take two canvases, one canvas for YouTube and one canvas for Twitch, and they share the camera. Yeah. And I have everything synced up. So if I change like that, it changes on Twitch and on YouTube. So that way I can do on Twitch it's full screen. Well, you game often? Well, brother, you got my Twitch? I wonder why this ain't posting. Uh, let's do this. This should post every five. Has it been 5 minutes yet? No, not been 5 minutes. In 30 seconds, it'll automatically post my Twitch up. OBS records. Oh yeah. Um. So I would check your if it records like junk. I mean, I would check your your settings. Uh. Hello, throw. Did you I miss something? Hello, throw. Oops. Yeah. So like uh, in OBS in the settings in OBS, you have an entire section for recording output, and you can decide what you want. If you want it the same quality as your stream, if you want a different quality, the formats, the audio you want to put down. So you should be able to tune it to get exact. Like I can get raw, like no compression and everything. If you don't, I would check your video drivers. Update your video drivers first, because that's what it's talking to. Auto find and activate. The shout out command. No, it's not working. I broke it, and I had a lot. I've been busy the past 2 days, so I hadn't really worked on it. No, yeah, well, if you have any questions, why? Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm a pre-professional on OBS. I can make it do what I want now. I got it pretty well tuned. There's just so much stuff that I don't even know what it does yet. But for quality, I can get it. My graphics card program records pretty well, but doesn't stream that I know of. So what you can do is you can have your graphics card software camera feed go to OBS and be one of the scenes in OBS. So what I would suspect is you have the resolution. You're probably downscaling. So like if your video card is doing 4K or 2K or whatever, OBS is probably downscaling it to 720p or 1080p or whatever, something like that. So I can almost guarantee it's a 10-second fix. Yeah, you should be able to get the best of the best on OBS. OBS grabs the camera stream and then does whatever you tell it to do with it. So it can grab the camera stream, the video, like I'm not talking about streaming to the internet. I'm talking about inside of your computer, the actual data stream from your camera. It can grab that and do whatever you want with it. What up, Vishal, brother? So yeah. I guarantee we can get it fixed in under 5 minutes. I recorded well one time. Yeah. Updates will do that to you. Yeah. Most likely it went back to default settings. There's no reason, unless you put a filter on your video that you didn't know or didn't remember, and so your video is always being filtered through something like a downscaling or something. But it should give you exactly what comes out of your camera. What, throw? Hello. Yeah, I said the shout out command's not working. I broke it, accidentally broke it, and then I didn't have enough time to fix it. I've been busy the past couple days. I tell you what, though, that video that I made when Kahora comes on, we'll see. But let me see. Hey, nice. Okay. Hey, Throw. Why does it keep saying invalid argument when I send a message? You're not on Twitch? I got no idea, brother. I got no idea. I'm not seeing any errors pop up. Let me check on. Say. Oops. Yeah, I'm not seeing any errors. Man, my laptop SD card got damaged and all data vanished. Look at that good looking guy. That ain't no bueno. All right, let's see. Invalid. Yeah, that has to be the YouTube app or something, I would guess. Well, let me get this stuff set up here. There we go.
My arm here. Oh, wow. Yeah, he did a great job there.
Holy!
Much better than I thought. Y'all probably needs to just...
Oh! Holy freaking crap!
right here in the dirt. I see him. There is a little mole. He's just hanging out, digging around. I got him. There we go. That was actually way more successful than I thought. And there's a green iguana down there. All right, hold on. There we go. Green iguana, and ow! That claw got me bad. Green iguana in one hand, brown basilisk in the other. That's a handful of Florida lizards here. Got some horseshoe crabs here. These guys are so neat. Look at them climb up into my little hand. Hey. Wow. Absolutely beautiful.
Snake. That's nice to have.
Snake. Probably a new county for me, I'd have to imagine. Although they look very similar to the ones we get in Gainesville. And he's just going ham.
I guess he's in Georgia.
Let's see Phil.
Yeah, dude, that guy's a moron. It really sucks about just the card external drives on me. Yeah, somehow saying the word with a double G. Brother, I have no idea. Saying what word? What word with a double G? I'm confused. Just saying, oh, GG like good game? What up, Matumba? Welcome. Post. I'm saying you could post a word or whatever. I mean, ain't nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. I can think of. Let me say. I mean, because it's just going straight from. If you're getting an error, you're getting it on. No, I don't block anything. I mean, I don't block anything. I've got moderation on nothing. And YouTube may, but I don't have anything blocked. My blocked word list is blank. I have another hard drive I got from work a while back. I plugged it into the ribbon cable. Yeah, so there's a jumper on the back of your drive that if it's the primary drive, it's got to be on one jumper, and if it's not a secondary drive, it's got to be on another jumper. That's probably what it is. So it's not the jumper. If it's using a ribbon cable, then if you have a jumpers on the back, I'm getting the same error coming. You are too? All right, let's see if anybody else is. Invalid argument error on YouTube chat. It says usually 400. Is that what it says? Invalid argument usually signifies a synchronization issue between your account and the app or a server-side glitch. Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. Then that wouldn't be it. That wouldn't be it. Yeah, it's probably toast then. If you plug it in as a secondary drive, it doesn't. Why? If you plug it in as a secondary drive, does it not boot to the original drive? It just completely goes to crap. That's probably why it was trash. But yeah, I would guess there's a short circuit in there or any bent pins. I would check for bent pins. That's crazy. YouTube chat. Check DMs, okay. Wow. I didn't even see you send that. Wow. Definitely some things being blocked. Fish penetrator. I don't even have fish penetrator on my list here. I only see it when I go to yours, to your When I go to yours, I see Fish Penetrator here, but I don't see it at all on mine. You send the word on this card. I don't see that. I'll send you the word on Discord. I don't see that. And then check DMs. I see that on my side, but not that. And then Fish Penetrator and Time and Tide. He said I didn't see him. I said him said something on his mobile. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's just straight YouTube. That's not because like I said on my actual YouTube. If I look on like what I'm seeing on YouTube, like here's my stream right here. I don't have this is on the website. I don't see your guys' stuff there either. Dust my PC. Goofy, what up, Goofy? Goofy Goob, long time. Vishal, my laptop's like $500 5-year, but the SD card costing $120. Jeez, dude, that's. Let me see. Let me see if people are getting other errors like that. Oops. Um, is anybody getting YouTube chat errors? Chat errors. Blank boxes, reconnection loop, often caused by browser extensions. That's 1 week ago. YouTube chat not working. Huh. You got it too? Chat error. User request contains invalid argument. YouTube chat request contains invalid argument. Data sent is malformed, outdated, or blocked. It commonly appears during live chats. Commenting or sharing frequently caused by cache errors, app version mismatches, or network issues. So when I was streaming earlier from my phone, I didn't have the ability to post anything. Like I didn't have the ability to start a poll, anything like that. And I wanted to post a link to my Discord and pin it in the chat, and I couldn't do any of that earlier when I was streaming earlier from the phone. What up, Jocelyn? I don't have it. So are you on mobile or are you on desktop, Wyatt? Yeah, so yeah. I'm guessing throwaways on mobile, and I think Time and Tide MD said that they were on their mobile also. Which is on my mobile. So Wyatt, you know what you can do if it is a SCSI drive, you can get an adapter, a USB, not SCSI, what's it called? SATA, USB to SATA adapter, so you can plug it in as an external drive. Then you can try formatting it or testing it for errors and doing a check disk and stuff like that. My comment is appearing. My comment is appearing because my arguments are valid. Josh's on PC too. Well. We meet again. You're on PC. Yeah, it's okay. It seems like it's wackadoodle on PC. Let me see. Let me see if I get any issues. If I go to my own page. Okay, so you said it was the word gangster, right? Um, walk around the world. That's weird. Let. Oh, geez, I got a whole bunch of. Okay, hold on. And just save $20. nice. We live. We live. Sorry, sorry. What up, Purdue? Gangsta Beast. They call me Purdue. Lisa Ann Purdue. So oddly enough, when I was in high school, there was a guy with my same first and last name. He was a Purdue University. Welcome back, Moonlit. Purdue University professor. And so my mom saw in the newspaper, it said blah, 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 said Richard from Purdue University, or PhD from Purdue University. So I folded it so you could say said Richard PhD, which had my full name, and then on the next column it said Purdue University. So I cut it there, and I'd show people and be like, see, and they'd be like, you're smart. Why are you still in high school if you went to college? And people couldn't get gather because it was actually printed on the newspaper. It wasn't online. There you go, Throw. Yeah, because you can see the whole chat, and you should be able to see in the chat there. Throws on the Twitch. There you go. Yeah, it worked out pretty good. And I don't have like a common last name at all. Like I only know one other person that's not related to me that has my last name, and he has my first and last name. Yeah, Purdue University. I used to carry it around. We out, yeah. What up, Tyson? All right. Yeah, if anybody's having issues with the chat here, you can join the Twitch, and you'll see the YouTube chat there also, and you got widescreen, the full experience. All right, let's see what's going on. Also, I got the throwaway. I got the YouTube being racist. That's how they lose the Twitch, right? Right? Can't be racist. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the Minecraft servers updated. The new version of Paper, the new Geyser, it's updated the latest version of the Geyser, latest version of the Paper, and the Essentials X and Essentials X chat. Learn something in 110th grade. I try my best to learn and teach every day. Teach whatever I know and learn as much as I know. So that's what we have. Open topic, open dialogue. Yeah, brother. So that should be up and running now. I don't see any other errors, but I don't see. Anyway. Let's see if join the Twitch if you're done. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, Purdue. Lisa Ann. Join the Twitch if you have time. Yeah. Thank you, Loretta. Yeah, Lisa Ann. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, what's up? I'm from Baltimore, Maryland originally, and I've been down here for about 16 years. Whatever. What up, Space Cow? Georgia Peach, that's right. Have you ever tried Toe Jam? Probably. I probably have tried it. What's going on, Space Cow? I worked for the last 15 years. I worked for the movie industry. I was a prop maker down here in Atlanta, and then I just left a year ago, January last year, to do YouTube full time because I had a dream. I got a fever, and the only remedy is more cowbell. Have you been? It would have been fun to work on the old Evil Dead movies. Brother, I wish I had the chance to work on Evil Dead. The only prescription is more cowbell. Yeah, it was a lot. Listen, I don't know there's not going to be a lot of stuff with the movie industry, especially Hollywood. You're going to have to find people like Markiplier that actually still wants to make kick-ass stuff, because Hollywood's pretty much done now. Like everything that's all just happened with the Super Bowl and the Grammys and everything, everybody's done. They're just AI everything. They all have no idea what's going on in the world, but they want to act like they know what's going on. So they say whatever the latest big thing is politically, and they're all crap. They don't live the way they talk. And but what's going to be big is people are going to want to know for sure that they're seeing humans make human work. So I think stage is going to come back. Stage theater, people watching plays, people putting on stuff like that, and I think that if you get in, if you hold on one second, recall the equivalent of an ass whooping. Yes, I absolutely the equivalent of an ass whooping. I've had it with them. I miss analog too. Not a fan. Not a fan. You know what? I was more of a fan until yesterday. I think, and I think this was all a big bet. I think it was all a bunch of billionaires making a bet that they could do it. Why did they only spend about $700 on the halftime show? I think it was a huge money grab. Like when they had Snoop Dogg and Eminem and all those guys on there, they spent like $10 million on the dancers and the stage and everything. Yesterday, you couldn't even see anything through all the high grass. It was all like they probably spent under $10,000 to get that stage set up and done. It was a big money grab. And then right after they got the money, Bad Bunny dropped. He shut down his Instagram. It's unbelievable. But digital, I miss analog too. I still work with analog as much as I can. I've worked for Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and 3, Suicide Squad 2, Jumanji 2, Jungle Cruise, Avengers Endgame, Black Adam, Mercury Rising, a lot. And that was just the past couple years. Can you weigh the pros and cons of industrialization in a type of art like film, painting, music? Can I weigh the pros and cons of industrialization of it? Listen, the reason people like art, typically non-artists, is because they see some human doing something that another human can't do. People like to see musicians sing like they can't sing, write lyrics but when it gets industrialized, it just becomes a money grab. And after a couple of generations, people start to realize it. I have no idea who won the Super Bowl. I'm a fan of Adam Savage. If everything is made of subatomic particles, shouldn't there only be one unified science rather than a separate? Listen, these are theories, unified theories. So none of it's proven. Yeah, I got a pretty crazy resume. Testify. What up, duo? Recall the difference between OLAP and OLTP. I don't. OLAP, brother. You mentioned that earlier. I don't even remember what that was. OLAP. I'm sorry, but I've invented it. It's all right, brother. Best filmmaker, man. I'm a big fan of the Evil Dead series. That like dude, that stuff. I don't really like the Hollywood stuff, especially lately. It's all crap. Really, everything started going downhill after Harry Potter. Before that, there was so much magical stuff, like the Dark Crystal, the Land, not the Land Before Time. What was it called? The Never-Ending Story. This stuff was so magical, and now it's just like. I did a lot. I streamed like 4 times today, duo. I did a lot of work today. No, there shouldn't be just one subject because it would be a huge one and too diverse. Yeah, the problem with knowledge. Knowledge and education are two different things. Education is how you sell knowledge. The problem with unified theories is the way people are educated nowadays, they can't digest it. Everything does work together. Everything ultimately comes down to the vibrations this spin direction of electrons, like what makes the handedness, the chirality of chemicals, the right handle. Man, I subscribe to your entertainment. Thank you, Lisa. Oh, thank you. Here, let me put you on the wall here. Hold on 1 second. Let me get to here. Where am I at? Okay. Okay. Lisa Ann. Bam. By industrialization to help the scale and art type. Yeah, but then it always goes to crap. It always goes to greed, and then when any kind of art gets too stale, it always goes political. And that trashes it because then they just want they want money grabs, and it's disappointing. It damages the whole art scene. I'm a fan of David Lynch. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I recall you recall Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner. I never saw the remake. I'm 49 years old. What did you actually do for those movies? I'm a prop maker. I built props, built sets. Guardians 2 and 3. I built the inside set of the spaceship, the 3-level spaceship that they were in. For Guardians 2 and 3, it was the same. We filmed Guardians 2 and 3 at the same time. What up, Sir Wellington? The fourth. Hollywood is toast. Yeah, they're done. They have lost imagination. So listen, the big problem is a lot of these people crapped on President Trump when they thought that he was in the Epstein files doing bad stuff. Come to find out, them and all their friends were in the Epstein files doing bad stuff. So no matter what side you were on, you were being lied to, and they swore, but they're actors. They're acting. They're not passionate about it. They just say stupid stuff. Remember, a lot of these actors didn't even ever go to college, high school, or anything. If you started out as a kid actor, you don't know nothing. You don't know anything. You didn't need it. You might have gotten a PhD, but you didn't go through the school to get it. The college that wants advertising and say, hey, it's the same school that Bill Cosby got his PhD from, but he didn't go there. He got a doc. Yeah, it's all crap. Get the bazooka. Oh, 1 second. I'm a fan of sci-fi. I love old school sci-fi. Like old school Mr. Doctor Who, stuff like that. Big fan. I'm telling you, as a chemist, the subject would be huge. People would go crazy. I think the Department of Science is necessary. No, I agree. I agree. I agree absolutely. I agree. It's has to be. I could. I just don't. Like, yeah. I'm not a fan. Listen, when you work in the movie industry, you realize how fake everything is. So, and like, you don't realize I do so many props that you don't realize also what's going to be like popular until after the movie comes out. Like when you work on a new film, you have no idea how it's going to do, and it might be the watch thing, Papadoodle thing. It might be this, and most of it's digital. So I might make an arm piece, and they do this, and that's all you see. But when you see the movie, it opens up. That doesn't happen in real life. That's all digital. So. Yeah, I don't. I just don't. I'm just not. I'm not a movie fan. I did it for the money. Uh, it majorly happens when a movie funder or director suddenly tries to become artistic and they have weird propaganda. This is the big problem. You don't realize how much propaganda you're being fed with modern movies and TV and music. Listen, when entertainment stops being entertaining, it's not entertainment anymore. They've crossed the line into propaganda, and it's so horrible to see. It's so horrible when you put months and months of your life into working on things, and then somebody comes in and says, hey, we got to put this much Republican or this much Democrat propaganda in here, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, get out. I've done some research. Yeah, I'm in a research family. My mother and my father worked for the applied APL, Johns Hopkins APL. Yeah, they're too woke. And this is the problem. And the problem with woke is people, the way propaganda spun it was people think when they go to colleges a lot and they're called woke, they think that they're given knowledge that other people don't have. Like, you're the awake ones. Everything else is fake. But it's backwards. You have people that want to act like they know more than other people. So they start lying. And this is the problem. When people trust other people to give them inside information, but the people are liars just because they want to be cool. And that's what's happened to woke. Kazarian? Strictly commercial. What up, but why? It's crazy seeing that here from Italy, knowing that you worked for a lot of those movies. A lot of people praise U.S. movie film industry. It's like a whole new universe. It's weird to know you behind. Yeah. And brother, I could tell you stuff. Listen, in Atlanta here, there are so many movies, probably 100 movies a year just in my state that are filmed, 100 movies a year. Where do they all go? They only release 10 to 12 movies. No, let's just say 50 movies from the entire United States a year, one every major weekend. Where's all the money go? Where's all those other hundreds of millions of dollars? It's all freaking wacky. When can we get the body shield from Dune Universe in real life? It's going to be a couple of weeks, brother. In my opinion, everything you're saying about the system makes sense, but I feel at a certain point it's going in circles. The same converse takes place. Yes, this is why they're there to sell merchandise. Whether you believe it or not, they don't care. They don't care about trans. They don't care about gay. They don't care about black or white. They care about making people feel some way so that they spend their money. Then you can see. So when you want to run for office, what you do is you pay a couple influencers to put a topic out there. Anything you want. Brown-haired people. So then you say, you have an influencer say, brown-haired people are better than blonde-haired people because brown-haired people have been brown-haired for so long, blah, blah, blah. So then what you do is you start selling brown-haired people are better, blonde-haired people need to dye their hair shirts. So then you monitor where in the United States you're getting most of your merchandise sales. Then you say, you as a politician, go out there and that's where we're going to put you to run because that's where a bunch of people agree with you. Then you can sell, because listen, people don't make money in politics. But the reason they're on social media is to sell you merchandise. Most of the stuff they're talking about, the laws already exist. They already exist. People in the streets don't change laws. The laws already exist. So they're just selling merchandise. And most people don't even realize it. Movies are not woke enough, you guys. You guys hate things what you benefit from the most. Woke is such a dumb thing to sell. I agree. What do you mean? They're not woke enough? You guys hate things which would benefit. Hating woke is such a dumb thing. Brother, listen, the problem is it was given the name of woke. When do you know that you're not being lied to? That's the problem. The problem is woke got co-opted. Woke got people that said, how can I benefit from this? And they started lying and selling t-shirts to say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm Republican, I'm Democrat, I'm this Republican, I'm that Republican, I'm anti-ICE, I'm pro-ICE, and it's all for money. The laws already exist. None of us read all the laws to say. Somebody lies on social media and says, we need to pass this law, and no one looks it up to say, is it even real? Most of them aren't real. The day glasses were invented was the day people became woke. Needed research. What up, Plush? What up, Dustin? No, I left last January to do YouTube full time. Richard, you free to? Oh, sorry. Yeah, we talked about 2 days ago. I would rather not do so right now. But let me get to your video. You said, right. Listen, and they don't care. The thing about that, they don't care because the laws already got passed. The gay rights, trans rights, those laws were already passed. But if somebody can lie and say, we need this person in office to help protect these people, but the law already says that they're protected. So then they sell, we need to get more representation. Representation is marketing. It's advertising. You're buying more stuff. The law's already been passed. This is the thing people don't. But they're like, no, because you told me in college. No, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Thank you, Himanshu. We sometimes look behind the scenes of actors speaking and all. It's really fun. It looks like an awesome job when you're telling a really good mind. It's really like that. It's really cool. The thing is, when you get too close to the actors, they're mostly bad people. And like they don't know what's going on. They're partying it up. When they sober up long enough to say screw the Democrats or screw the Republicans, like they like because they get paid to do that. And they're actors, and that's what they do. They act. None of that stuff touches their life. Like look what happened to Billie Eilish. Like she said, there's no illegals on stolen land, and then the elite, and then the people that she stole the land from were like, can we have our land back? And she's like, What up, Scott? What up, Gary Busey? I feel like misunderstood my previous. Okay, hold on. I was talking about the sentiment that you're sharing. As much as I agree the system is rigged against you, what's the purpose of repeating the rhetoric? Because a lot of people don't understand. Well, the question came up, Rust. So repeating the rhetoric to let people know that they should get away from it. They should live their lives. The world is a competition. If the people that are winning the competition don't want competition, they keep the people that would be future competitors fighting over dumb stuff. People have to realize that their emotions should be controlled by the people that they care about and the people that care about them, not about people that are paid to influence. So I think I do it to point it out. It's a game over. I admire your courage to speak in the absence of knowledge. Thank you. The world is Roblox. Artists craving admiration and praise start doing the same type of stuff. Right. So 15 years in the movie industry, 15 years making propaganda, 15 years seeing people flip flop over a payday. It's people don't think. People would rather pay to not have to do the work in most subjects. And whatever subject you think I'm talking about, that's it also. Most people, when they go to school and they get a degree, they stop learning after that. Like they're like, I want to get a job that doesn't require it. And I talk to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Most people, and the problem I have is I don't want people dying. People go from Republican to Democrat and Democrat to Republican. I don't want them dying. I don't want them dying because in a month, in a year, in 5 years, they might flip flop and swap. Things aren't as important as losing your life over is so big for me, and I'm absolutely 100% for that. I'll vote for a Democrat governor and a Republican mayor. I don't care. I vote for people, and I think everybody should. I think when it became so profitable to vote down a party line and not even know who you're voting for, that's a problem on Republican and Democrat sides. Thoughts on Vince Gilligan? Let's look them up. I'm on credits of some movies. Yeah, I have an IMDb page. Click our link. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Scott found dead at 12. That's why it's admirable you're literally calling yourself 112th grade. Yes, that's the point behind my channel. Why it's called 110th grade and why I call myself I fail first. I want people to know that failure is on its way to success. You have to fail. Most people are too afraid to even try anything, just in fear of failure. Failure is not a bad thing. It's a descriptive term, but it doesn't. It's only a present tense. It doesn't have to be your future. I don't reckon you've talked to thousands of people. I've talked to thousands of people. I talked to hundreds just today. Let's all be Dominican. All right, let's look at these up. Sorry. Where are we at? Okay, let's go back. Yeah. What do you got, Scott? What is this?
Not the hero the world wants. And I'm not the hero the world needs. But I am the hero that the world gets. He told me I was special, and I'm gonna prove he was right.
Thank you, Scott. Let me see here. What was it? I didn't fall. I failed 999 times. I found right. I found it 999 ways that don't work. Right? Why aren't kids taught that today? Kids are taught to be so fearful of their emotions, fearful of embarrassment for failing. This is for reason. It's so the people that don't want you competing. You get out. You get out of the competition. People talk about all the time. They talk about making sure that everything's good, that you're working for a company, you're doing this and that, but you're not competing for that company. You're not, and it's sad to see how many people give up. Failure is the greatest teacher. Agreed. People need to put more effort into life. Agreed, 100%. Hope in the heart. Plastic. I thought she died on the river. All right. Did I miss another one here? Okay, there's Scott's. Okay, that was Scott's. Is that the same one? Okay, that was the same one. All right, all right, all right. But for reals though, we should not allow other people, especially people that are in a different level of the game, to determine which path we take to get to their same level. You'll get there as life goes on. I think a lot, like one big mistake I made, I thought I would be dead by 21, then 27, then 35, then 45, and I'm still alive. So now I spend a lot more time planning for the future. And I think a lot of us, the doom and gloom that's constantly given off all over the media about how everything's going to kill us, we don't plan. We only plan for today. How can we fix everything today? Not how can we make things okay for us in 10 years? And that's something that we need to do. We need to look for the future. We need to look more towards the future. Holy crap.
Is it illegal to own an RPG? Well, surprisingly, no. You can legally own one in the US, but it may not be worth the headache, because RPGs are considered a destructive device. This category also includes the likes of grenades, grenade launchers, or very large caliber firearms. So how do you get one? Well, first you need to be a US citizen and find someone who's actually selling an RPG. Then you need to fill in an ATF form, undergo a background check, provide a copy of your fingerprints and passport, and pay a $200 tax stamp per RPG. You'll also have to inform your local chief law enforcement officer, but this is just the federal law. These US states simply don't allow them, whilst these ones have varying caveats that may prohibit your individual ownership of one. But let's say you don't live in one of these states and now you own one. Great,
Try my
let's
best to
fire
put my
away.
last name
Well,
out there, my brother.
because now you have to do
I
this
found
all
it
over
ironic how
again
we
for the
plan for
ammo,
the future, yet
registering
death
and
comes
paying the
around the corner to ruin
$200 tax stamp for each individual round. And even after all of this, unless you're getting attacked by a tank in the middle of nowhere, you still can't use it for self-defense due to reckless endangerment and proportionality rules. Is it illegal?
But what I can do, I can show you some. I can show. We can go. We can. I can show you some pictures of me on set and building stuff and all kinds of stuff. Give me a second here. Let's do this. I'm gonna hammer. I'm gonna hammer a nail in iron wall. I'm gonna hammer a nail in an iron wall. Yeah, dead as hail. Oh yeah, you talk about with that in the rib cage. Done. All right, let me set this up. I'll show you some stuff. All right, sure. I got you. Hold on. And let's go here. Make sure I don't be showing that freaking. Just give me a second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Wow. Okay. Hold on. Here's some pictures of me. All right. This is me back before I needed glasses, but it's all right. All right. That just popped up. Let me find some stuff on set. Oh, geez. Gotta make sure I wasn't there, so. All right. I got a lot of pictures. So actually, this is actually me. It's going to be hard to tell what this is, but this is actually the season 4, I believe, of Stranger Things. This is the where the Demagogue fight was. This is the Russian prison. I'll find you some stuff. Okay, hold on. Um, this is this is inside of a big studio on set. All right, sorry. I'll find you some good stuff. I get easily distracted. Let's see. Here is I want to say Avengers Endgame. Here's the TI 99 4A computers that were in the set. Here's the set that this building. This is before and we have after it explodes. You can see the blue screen in the background in the studio set. Let me find some. Hold on. Give me a second. Together again. What up, Robert? Um, Here's this same building. Um, Here's outside a big studio. Hold on, let me just find some. So here's us building a part of the spaceship for Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, Here's top-down images of it. So we call it building trash. Yeah, these are the props. Yeah. Here's another view of it here. Different set. Just building the circle building and everything. And you can see the fake concrete here. So this is just wood. All of this is wood, and they just spray like a quarter-inch, eighth-inch coating of concrete on it, and then carve these shapes in. This is brand new, and it looks like old concrete. You can see it being built into the background. Sometimes they make it out of foam. Let's see. I've never met James Gunn, I don't think. Okay, here's Jungle Cruise. Here's the Jungle Cruise boat I worked on. This is on set with The Rock. Here's more Jungle Cruise. Here's one of the. This is a seat that the witch or whatever was in. I can't remember the name of the witch that's set in this throne. Oh, here's the engine for Jungle Cruise that I worked on. This is the engine part that the Rock has to repair. Here's the outside back of the boat when it was new. When he has to hand paint, it's not the actual back of the boat, but it's a prop where he has to paint when he's building the boat. There are lots of polyurethane prop pics. Yeah. Hold on, we'll keep going. I got a lot more. Here's the back end of the boat. You can see me fixing something with there's some freaking paint. And then you can see it's in the studio. This is just a shot the back of the boat. And you can see how everything looks real, like it looks all rough, but that's all brand new stuff. We age it. All the wood is a month old, we just age it and make it look fantastical. And here's inside of the submarine in Guardian, and one of the props that I helped make. Obviously, I didn't make it myself. For Jungle Cruise. I'll go show you some other shots here, and you can see it looks all rusty and crusty. We age everything. We can use vinegar and acids to age it. We use coffee. Yes, absolutely, Tyson. Yes, we use coffee to age it. Absolutely. Depends what it is. Wood and stuff, we'll use coffee. But metals, we use aging chemistry. We use vinegar and stuff like that to oxidize it. Here's a pretty cool shot. This is the escape hatch up front, up top. Look at all the freaking little triggers and switches, and yeah, it's all wood and metal. Oops. Here's cool. These are turbos. These are turbos used for diesel turbos, but we make them into like water pumps that pump water out, connected to the So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, metals, acids. Yep. Cop. Yep. That's exactly what we do. We oxidize it. Here's me looking down. Sometimes I take shots. This is a big ass blade. I just big mamba zama. I just took pictures of weird shit because I get bored. Here's the outside of this was there's me. You can see me here. This is the outside of a spaceship. This is actually outdoors because a part of it had to blow up, so we built this part of the outside of the spaceship. That's me. There's the weapons that are on the outside of the spaceship and whatnot. All right, I'm gonna head out. All right, my brother. So it's correct. If they can, they would not use metals for big metal construction and all materials if they not. Right. Yeah. No, mostly if it's a big hunk of metal, it's not a big hunk of metal. It's a big hunk of wood or foam, and then you put a 32nd inch piece of sheet metal laminate on the front of it, and then because that's actually metal, you can make it rust, and do whatever you want to age it. Beat it up with chains, hit wood with chains, hit wood with wire brushes to like dig in. So where the soft spots would naturally deteriorate over time, they brush out with like the wheels that you use on a drill to get rid of rust. You use that on wood to age wood. Oh wow, you can tell me I'm freaking tired. Wait till you see this picture. I'm freaking exhausted. This is me working 14-hour days. And look, I think I look older there than I do now. You can decide. That's what happens when you don't get no sleep, working 14-hour days, more than 14-hour days. Look fresh as a rose. They still cover it with metal plates. I love the only metals in your camera that do that. It all depends. It all depends. So you can spray, if you can paint it to look like metal, then you do that. If it's near the camera or somebody's touching it, like it's an interactable, then yes, you'll use real metal. But pipes and stuff, like regular, like if you want a gun barrel, it's just a pipe. It's a water pipe that's painted. You add a little iron sight on the end that's plastic, and then you paint everything army green or let's see. You can see a big gun here. This is a big. So like some of these are antennas. And some of them are guns, and it all depends what they want to do with the digital afterwards. Yeah, brother. I made it happen. I helped make it happen. And then you saw that. This is the inside of that. This is the inside of that. It's freaking plywood. That's what it is. It looks like a big it looks like rusted metal in outer space, but it's plywood. What do you ideally want out of an experience? What did you ideally want out of an experience working on set? Mainly it was networking. I wanted to get to know people, and I'm very, very glad I did. A lot of people that I've worked with, I still do non-movie work with. The way I got into the movie industry is when I first moved down to Georgia, I was cutting grass for a living because I needed a job right away and I didn't know anybody. So then after that, I started a tech company, and then I started doing tech work, running fiber and Wi-Fi and stuff for a bunch of these movie agencies. And then a guy that I met at the bar was like, called me up and said, "Hey, you want to work on this freaking movie?" And I said, "Sure." He's like, "Be at Tyler Perry tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So I said, "See you guys. I'll be there." And I started working there. Man, now I want to meet you, ask you that stuff like a crazy, about building stuff. I know a lot. I know a lot of stuff, man. Look, I had 25 jobs by my 25th birthday. I dropped out of high school after 11th grade. I went to not even a full semester. Well, yeah, it was a semester. One semester of college. I failed Algebra 1. And everything else I learned on my own. Every single thing I learned on my own. The reason I was able to work on such big films was because I showed my talent, not my education. And nobody in those levels care about your degrees. Nobody. If you show up with a portfolio in place of a degree, the portfolio is always more important. The only time the degree matters is if you're in like a medical field or something where you have to have a professional certification for insurance purposes. But everything else, IT work, everything I've done, I've ran fiber, I did networking switches for Marvel, and I didn't have a college education. I didn't have a high school diploma. So none of that stuff matters. I just showed them that I could do it. I was lucky because the area that I moved down here, the local bar that I went to, the tavern that I went to, had a lot of people that worked like grunts, like I ended up being, but I would be like, they'd be like, "Hey, I need a tree taken down." I'm like, "I'll help you take a tree down." So I would help people do stuff around the house. "Hey, you know anything about plumbing?" "I sure do." So helping with plumbing, and that's what happened when I started doing the IT work. Then I would be on sets and on stages, and I'd see the people that I hung out at the bar with, and they were like, "Hey," and then I got that call saying, "Hey." So it was all networking. So everything is networking. What's the riskiest move you've made in life, career-wise, or otherwise, that paid off? So far now, I left the movie industry a year and a month, last January, so January before last, and I went to all of my neighbors and I said, if you need anything done that you would pay somebody else for, clean up dog poop, frickin' mow your lawn, install a frickin' bathroom, redo your kitchen, anything, because I can do anything. I can build anything. I won't pour concrete foundations and I won't do roofing because it's just too dangerous for me. I'm not worth losing my life over. But everything in between. So I just went to every single one of my neighbors. I said, "Hey, what's up? I'm Richard, blah, 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 blah." And now I was able to keep an income coming in from that while I was working on YouTube. And it worked right Christmas Day, the 26th, the day after Christmas Day, I got monetized by YouTube. So that paid off really well. And I'm not an asshole. So I didn't burn any bridges. I get calls all the time for work. I get calls all the time saying, "Hey, this guy says he knows you do how you work." I get people still calling me for other people saying, I'll tell you what's really important. If friends ever ask you to, and they're good people, and they ask you to be a reference, say yes, if they're good people. So when companies, especially large companies, end up calling you more than once because a bunch of people use you as the reference, they'll remember you. They'll be like, "Hey, I called you like 8 times with all these people." And that's what's happened to me in the movie industry. So many people called to say, "Hey, how's this guy? Hey, how's that guy?" I had a friend who went into effects years later. They found he married a wardrobe mistress. They love it. Yeah. Yeah, for example, as chemists, it's just required certification. Right, qualification for safety and all. But if you're smart, it wouldn't even be necessary. Right. You need to know. Was it Jimmy was a chemist? Jimmy was a chemist's son, but Jimmy is no more. For what he thought was H2O was H2SO4. Tari Tahir, what up? How long? It took me a year. So I took 2 months off, but it took me a year. So I started last January. Like said, I'm going to start doing this. But then I ended up taking 2 months off, like June, July, and then I was by Christmas. And I could have done it faster, but I just didn't burn myself out. And I tell you what, it's definitely worth it. If you don't cheat, if you don't, most people buy subscribers, buy views. If you see people with millions of views and they have only got like 300 comments, they're botted. 99% of the time they're botted. Everybody takes their money and puts it back in because a lot of people, if they see something they're interested in, they look down and they see 8 views, they won't watch it. So people buy virality. I didn't do that at all. I got every single one, like every single person that subscribed to me. I would do shout outs. I've got their names on my wall. Man, it goes over, and this is green screen material that's just flipped around. It's white on the other side, and a lot of a lot of people. I got a lot of people in through. Yes, you could be on the wall, my brother. I posted about every day, about at least weekly. But this is the thing that's important. You have to know the industry and you have to know your opponents. You have to know that it's an advertiser's game. If you post, you have to decide how often you're going to post. It doesn't matter what it is, but you have to stick with it. If it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, then every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday you have to post. If you can't post next Friday, you record on Thursday and you set it to post on Friday. Because when they go to sell you to advertisers, they have to say, okay, hey, I want to do something from Monday through Friday that for Coca-Cola or whatever. And they'll say, okay, this person is available here. The algorithm will do that automatically. So you have to be consistent. Consistency is like, if you're consistent, it's like an advertiser knowing the future. They know that this is what you're going to do. And the interactivity, knowing that I have almost 2,000 subscribers and I'll do 6,000 people in a live stream during the day and I'll do 20 at night. So, and I stream as often as I can. And I think people trust me to the point where at least I've proven. A lot of people come in and say, hey, you're an asshole or whatever. But usually they're like, hey, I was wrong about you because I prove myself. I'll talk, I'll say my point, and then I'll open up a web browser and say, let's talk it out. And I'm pretty good with most things. I got to get my friend. Okay, who am I putting on the wall? Tyson? Bam. Gotcha. Oh, all right. I can get you up here. $10. What up, brother? Brotherland. Yes, I do remember you, brother. I absolutely do. Found you scrolling. I like what I said. I like you. I like what you said. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes. You found me scrolling. Right. So how do you find the motivation? Here's the thing about motivation. You make your own motivation. What you have to do is you set a day, Thursday, whatever it is, that you'll look at your analytics. And as long if you look every day, it's like watching your hair grow. You want your hair to be this long, but if you look at it every day, it grows so slowly, you'll be like, oh, this is going to take forever. But if you only measured your hair length once a week, you'd say, oh my gosh, it's grown this much. So if you look at your analytics just once a week, you're like, wow, 24 subscribers this week, blah, blah, rather than just one. And that, like, you can create your own motivation. Set a budget. Set a time budget, set a schedule, and live by it. and it will happen. It doesn't matter your camera quality. It doesn't. I used this phone right here. This is a Samsung Galaxy 10e that I used until I got this camera. And this camera's a $15 camera. So, and it's missing lenses on this. Their lenses are missing. And this is what I did my entire channel on. So I've got all the way to monetization with this guy right here. So you have a cool channel, man. I used to go by BMX. Hey, I remember. What's up, bro? What's up, brother? Yes, my friend. Yeah, listen, Moda, you make your future. You do. Don't let other people tell you what you can and can't do. I'll go back to what I was saying earlier. People don't like competition. Even your best friend, if they say, oh, you can't do that, be like, maybe we shouldn't talk anymore. Surround yourself with yourself. Don't worry about fake communities. Don't worry about I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. No, none of that. That's secondary to your life. If any of that affects if you say, this is where I want to be in 5 years, every choice you make, you say, do I get closer or farther from that goal? Then you won't worry about all the stupid stuff people say. Because you don't realize, when you're in the middle of something, you don't realize how meaningless it is. Like even all the politics stuff, it's everybody's flip-flopped on everything. It's just primarily. So when you're not in politics and you get involved and it slows down your progress because you're buying I love Kamala or I love Trump shirts, why didn't you buy a mic? Why didn't you buy a prop? Why are you helping other people win when you're the one that needs to win? And that's what I got. I mean, that's the best thing I can say is create your own community and don't cheat. You'll get caught and you'll lose credibility. Credibility is all you have. Don't join other people's teams. Don't let them pull you into the bullcrap political stuff. It all goes haywire. Look, for instance, these Epstein files. A year ago, everybody was like, Trump's in the Epstein files. And now BBC said yesterday that if you weren't in the Epstein files, you were a loser. That's how much it's changed. If you're in the Epstein files, you deserve to go to prison. And a year later, it's if you're not in the Epstein files, you were a loser. I swear to you, that was on BBC yesterday. How do rational people get caught up in mobile mentality? It's a word that's said a lot, a phrase that's said a lot, emotional. It's immaturity. People forget what life is for. They forget that you only have a short time here, and your point here is to make a good impression, help people out, and have children. People try to say, no, instead of this, my whole life is going to be for hating ICE or being for ICE or what. No. Let them deal with that. Choose your battles. And understand that attention is addictive. Understand when you're an addict. If you're an addict, deal with it. Do not, like the people that get wrapped up and get bullied into a political, look, I don't care about your politics. Listen, I don't care. We can talk through whatever you want to talk about, but I'm not going to say I'm on your side, because your side isn't your side. It's someone else's side, and you're a third party who's trying to get me there. You're a recruiter, and most people don't know what they're recruiting. The way everything in this country turns so political really sucks. The division is so deep, even though I don't ask, don't tell. Listen, my mom's a Democrat. My dad was a Republican. They've been married 56 years. Okay, so it's bullshit. It's people that don't have the maturity. People that don't think. People are lied to and said like, oh, girls mature faster than boys, and they think that means mentally. So then you have a bunch of girls that want to say, hey, no, I know better, so trust me. No, it's not mentally, but you don't mentally mature faster. You physically mature faster. So they're lied to. They use things like this to tell people that they don't need to mature. They're already more mature, and that's a big problem because immature people can't compete well. And so on both sides of the fence, they don't want your competition. Mob mentality. That's what I thought you meant. Mob mentality. That's what I figured you meant. But so, and one of the big things I did with this wall behind me, please pay attention to me. One of these things is most people just want other people to know that they exist. And so what I try to do with like shouting people out and having the names on my wall and whatnot is to let them know, hey, all that bullshit community that won't help you, I'll help you. I'll help you as best I can. And you don't have, and I don't care this, and like you see fake community that they only like you if you think the way they do, even if the rest of the community parts you line up with properly. But one other thing, you're completely gone. Well, now I don't have any community, so now you can't compete with that community. They're fake. You have to be mature enough to understand, and the way you get mature is when you decide to think for the future and not for the now. That's the main thing. The main secret to life is think for the future. Stop. Don't die for somebody else who doesn't even know who you are. I often people don't want to learn self, only believe in what someone tells them, and that's a huge problem. He said, well, look at me. It's a huge problem, right? Because most people don't know what they're talking about. And especially if they have a college degree, they think the degree means that they should know everything, and they don't. And it's so embarrassing when they get caught out and they're wrong, that they won't even believe the proof, the evidence. They won't even believe it. So it's like, so you can't help them until they help themselves. So you have to cut them loose. And say, hey, man, look, you're going crazy right now. But the problem is with the vitriol, with the hate, that's too far. Listen, if someone hates you for your political leanings, left or right, don't keep people around you that hate you. You need help to win in life, and you can find people that can help. Hey, Richard, what up, Barbara? Thank you. And I think this is all coming out now, and there's logic behind everything. There's people don't talk about it. And people, listen, the problem with education is that if you have a liar that's an educator and they teach 300 people a semester, and some of those 300 people start repeating those lies, but they don't know their lies, and then they teach more people, it spreads exponentially like that. You have to know, and when people tell you that that reality isn't real, they're deceiving you. Being deceived cannot assist you. You have to understand when you're being deceived. Just try as best you can. And you have to understand what being marketed to is. People just want you to say, you're on my team, prove it, buy this shirt, buy this hat, paint your nails this color, do this, do that. You're buying a product. You're making a company money to say, I'm on this side of this current fad. This ain't a fad. Yes, it is. Humans are famous for their in-group, out-group bias. It starts young with cliques, sports rivalries, and eventually matures into something sinister, subconsciously, and ultimately malicious. So, absolutely, and this is a huge thing, too. They don't teach what human nature is. They change what they want human nature to be, and they teach that. If people try to teach you that human nature is not what they say it is, these people are wrong, and they're deceiving you. You will do the best in life when you know when you're being deceived. Even if they believe this, they're still wrong. And it's a big problem. What up, Matthew Boyarski? Yeah, so have friends, stick with people, and understand you've got to cut people loose. And never change your mind when you know something's true. And if you have a worry about it and you can show somebody evidence and they won't believe it, you have to understand that they're like under a spell and you can't deal with them. Life is so much better. And I think this is a big thing about dating. you have so many women that are on one side of the political fence and some men that aren't, so they're trying to get the women to play prostitute and say, hey, I won't have sex with you unless you are on this party. And this is real stuff that they're out there saying. This is crazy shit. How about I don't want to have sex with any of you? Don't date until you're ready to get married. It's just to throw you off course so you become uncompetitive. Don't date until you're ready to get married. It's not worth spending all the money. Imagine what you could do with all the money that you would spend on dates that would just give you a notch count. None of that matters. None of that matters. Just because so many artists and pop stars say how absolutely mind-blowing sex with 900 people is, they're lying. They're already here. They don't want to get knocked out of the top spot, so they're going to have you fumble by telling you all this stuff. It's called gatekeeping. It sucks, man, approaching a group of people and they immediately retract into the armadillo defense and deny from regular interaction. What up, Ben? 901 people? What do we do? I won over 9,000. Yeah, the world can be a better place for everybody when you stop dealing with what people say the problems are at hand. One big thing about ICE, if this was a nationwide problem, I can see going out there. But to know when people talk about just one state having an issue and you have 49 other states that aren't having the same issue that this one state is, even though they're being dealt with in the same way, you're not being told the truth. What up, B2B? Defense. Yeah, so listen, you can't, if you're dead, you're out of the game. And the people that are competing want that. They don't mind. They don't mind. So don't lose your life over someone else's opinion. And sometimes you have guys or girls that do things to impress guys and girls that they won't even marry. They won't even reproduce with. So it's like, well, what did I do that for? What did you do that for? I didn't see it, brother. I didn't see it, my friend. Mob mentality was the last thing you said, brother. That's the last thing I saw. Mob mentality was the last thing you saw that posted. Mob mentality was the last thing you said. Yeah, brother. I didn't ignore your question. People who make politics their entire personality is what I can't stand. I'm definitely conservative, but people who are like raised about sports fans, possibly. Yeah, right. Like, people, they need purpose. They need their own purpose. Republican or Democrat, whatever you are, apolitical, non-political, whatever. You need your own purpose. And this is exactly what it is. People are picking up other people's purposes. Your message must have been removed by YouTube's invisible auto mod. Yeah, it's not there, my friend. I promise. I don't ignore anything. Yeah, it's a big problem. But the thing is, it gets a lot of people that want to be on the internet. They want to be TikTokers or YouTubers or social media stars. They say something like, I'm thinking maybe Trump might be kind of, and then nothing happens. And then you say, I hate Trump. And they're like, yeah. You get like 600, and then you're like, I love Kamala, or backwards. So that says, oh, if I keep going, I'll get bigger and bigger. I got 12 subscribers off that. If I keep going anti-Trump or anti-Kamala or anti-whatever. And this is how they build their personality, instead of coming with their own talent. All right, Loretta. All right, Loretta. Oh. All right, we got 2 more minutes. Let's see what we're gonna do here. So I'm gonna go eat at 6 or 7 o'clock, which is 2 more minutes. I'll be back at about 7:30 after that. Yeah. And it's immaturity. They will mature as long as they stay alive long enough to do so. All right, Robert. All right, everybody. So we'll go ahead and call it right here. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hugs and kisses. Love you all. See y'all there. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.